So today, what we are going to do, we are just going to create a web application with HTML, okay, and servlet, JSP, and MySQL. So in this video, I'm just going to explain you that how interrelative these things can work, right? You can use any framework, whatever you want, you can work on that. Okay, if you want to use any framework, so we'll have a very powerful framework. That framework is Bootstrap, which is used for designing purpose. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to create a web project in Eclipse. So guys, this is my Eclipse. Now let me close this welcome screen. Okay, and I'll just go to File, New, and then this dynamic web project. If you're not getting this option as a dynamic web project, so what you need to do, like see on this side, on right side, if you'll notice, so we'll have this option. Okay, if you are going to click on this option, so what it shows? That will shows you that what type of perspective, like in which domain you can work. So we are going to work on Java EE, which is by default selected in that. Why? Because see, when I downloaded this Eclipse, so how I downloaded this Eclipse, let me type Eclipse download. So how I downloaded that, let me show you. Once I'll click on that option, so there I'll have this download. Okay, I'm not going to click on that. Remember, see, that is not suggestible because that will going to install in your memory, right? And that will create some space in your C drive. Maybe people are running with very limited space. So I'm going to click on this download package option, which is showing just below. You can check that on URL, downloads and then packages. And there, see, if you are going to create a core Java-based program, so just work with this. But if you are going to, develop any enterprise application, the web application, so in that case, this Eclipse is suggestible. So I'm just going to download. See, once you'll click on that option, that will download for Windows, Mac, and Linux. There you will find the JPA web server, right? The faces, Java server pages, we'll have TypeScript, JavaScript, Maven, Gradle. Maven, Gradle support you will also find there as well, right? But there you will find some additional features. So maybe see you are selected on this perspective. So now if I'll click on File, New, so I'll not find this dynamic web project, right? So what I'll need to do, I'll just go to the other option and there I'll simply type dynamic. So I'll got this. Now let me click on next. And now this is web project, any name you can provide. Guys, this is a web module. Right now, see, we people are working on this 4.0. Earlier, we were working on 3.0, 2.5. The change in project structure. If you are going with this 4.0, so that will give you source type structure. I'll explain this. Okay, so that seems fine. Now, let me go to next. This will be the structure next. If you want a web.xml as a deployment descriptor, so in that case, you can select this checkbox. But we don't want that, so I'll directly click on finish and just focus. This will be the directory, source, main, and then web app, where you will find everything in this structure. Okay. Now finish. So that will change the perspective as I suggested earlier. Now there I'll have the structure. In this, I'll have the source, main. If you are going to create any Java file, so that will create it here. If you are going to create a web app, so that web application will there. See, we can use collection framework as well. Collection framework if required. Okay, that seems fine. Now, first of all, see the first page, the entry page should be HTML page. And let me create an index page. Okay, this will be my index page. Let me increase the size. Perfect. Now, First of all, see, we need to create a welcome page. So there I'll give a message. Welcome. Yeah, welcome to home page. Now there, whatever you want, you can do. Like, see, you can create some hyper reference for the login registration like this. You can create table, anything. So what I'll do initially, I'm just going to register a user. Okay, like if you are not registered, so let me register user. Perfect. Okay. Now let me create a button. First of all, text box. So I'll require a username. So that username will be input type equals to text. And we required a name. Name is used to call the data anything like UN or anything. So this will be the first text box which we'll have. Now let me copy, paste, whatever fields you require. For example, I need this as a password. So let me change this to password and then control space. That I can name that PW. And let me rename this to password. Password. Okay, and then if you want to put confirm password, you can also enter that confirm password section over there. And accordingly, you can perform the script. So next is address. So this should be ADD, the naming convention. Next, we'll go with mobile. So this should be MOB. And let me name it as mobile. Perfect. But guys, the problem is it will not work. We required a button to submit, as well as we also required a form tag. So input type equals to submit. So I'll get this button where I'll put value equals to register. Seems fine. Okay. Now let's see, let me put this inside a form tag because form we require. Now the action where you want to redirect your request and everything should come inside this form tag. Now for action, I can forward this to a JSP page like reg.jsp. JSP is a Java server pages, right, which is used to register your data. Seems fine. Okay, so let me run and test this. So I'll just go right click, run on server. Okay, so there I'm going to define a new server. So I can maximize this. See, because that required a new server. Okay, and in this, what you can do, yeah, in this, you can select your server. Like I'll go with Tomcat 9. See, if that Tomcat 9 is supported by my system, so I'll get this next option. If I'm going to click Tomcat 8, that is not supported. Why? Because we are using Dynamic Web Module 4. So 9 was supported by this. So let me click on next. If you have already that server, that's fine. I already have. Otherwise, you can click on this download and install. Finish. That will redirect you to somewhere like, see, this is the location D and then project. This is my Eclipse workspace. Now I'll click on select folder. Now that will start downloading. You can see in the bottom that start downloading. Okay, once downloading will be done. So this error, well, yeah, gone. Now let me click on finish. Let me test this page. That is starting the server. So that is starting. The ideal time is 45 seconds. If server like will not start in 45 seconds, we need to restart it again. So that is configuring the required steps. What should be the port and everything that we can test there. So server started now. So let me run my application, right click, run on server. Let me select this and finish. Okay, so see why I'm getting this, because let me go to Windows and web browser. Where is the output that is on default system web browser? So let me change this to internal web browser, or I'll redirect it to any of the web browser. I can redirect it to Chrome itself. Now let me run this. run on server, select, and then finish. So that is there. Okay, so I'll get this option. That does not look good, but we can work on the design part later. So let me register a user. So, but see, before registering a user, we required our database. Okay, and a page as well. So let me create first this page, reg.jsp. So where this page index, where is the location of index? That is in source, main, web app. This is your page. Whenever you are going to create a web page, either right click on this section or right click on your project. So let me just right click on your project, my project, and then JSP. So what should be the page? reg.jsp. Oh, I got this. Perfect. Now let me test. Works fine. Okay, so let me test this. When I'm going to click on that, so that is redirecting to JSP and that works fine. Perfect. It means, see, the page interrelation is working for us. All right. Now, next, what I want. Let me insert this value in database. But before that, we need to fetch these values in this page. Okay. So we require, see, whenever you are going to type a Java code in JSP page, so you require the stack, scripted text. Let me create a string username equals to request. I know there will be another request dot get parameter control space. That will not work for me. You know why? Because I don't have sublet jar file in my system. Couple of solutions are there. See, we can right click, go to properties. There somewhere we'll have targeted runtime there. Now this is Apache Tomcat. Let me select that, apply and close. Okay, now let me refresh my project. That is not like required control space. Now I'll get all the list. Because see, we had added the feature of this Apache Tomcat. Which features we had added? So guys, where is my project location? Let me show you. Once I'll click on this resource, so there I'll find this project option. Let me click on this show in Explorer. That will open a folder for me. Yeah, there. There I'll have Apache, which I recently downloaded. There I'll have library. And in this library, you can find all the supported ZAR, executable ZAR, Java archive. And there we'll have the sublet API. Now we'll have this API feature in my project. That's why we are getting this as a suggestion, get parameter. So what is our parameter? The parameter is the name which we had provided in our HTML page. This one, Control Z, copy, and then paste. So this is for first string. Let me copy, paste. So there I'll have the password. So let me go with a short form. Uname, pass, ADD, and then mobile, MOB. Okay, so password is in PWD, I think. That we can check later. Address is positively in add, and then mobile is in MOB. So these are the name which I put in HTML pages. Let me check. PWD, ADD, MOB, and then UN. Perfect. So that works fine for me. Now I'll have these variable. Okay, now I need to insert them into database. So before inserting, we require a database. So which database I'm going to use? MySQL. So let me open that MySQL once again. MySQL Workbench, I already have that. Okay, that is opening. Yeah. So this is MySQL Workbench. Let me open that Workbench. Okay, so there I'll have some databases already. Let me close everything. And let me create a new schema by clicking on that. That should be named as project. Apply, and then finish. So this schema is created on left side. You can see. Now let me create a table. Right click, create table. And there, let me put the table name, which is users. Let me create a first field, which is ID, primary key, not null, auto increment. Okay, now see, suggestible, the field name should be very correct. Username, password, address, and then mobile. Your choice, whatever you want, you can put. If you want that as an integer, you can convert it to integer. But in this case, we need to typecast. So let me go with integer size 11. Looks fine. Let me click on apply, and then finish. So this table is created. All right. So now let me insert this data into database. So guys, to insert that, we require some database related section. So first of all, see, we require an exception to be handled, because if we'll get any exception, that should be handled. Catch block, exception, E. And now let me print that exception on console or console. So if you want to print anything on console, write this line, system.out.println, and then you can print that exception. Works fine. Okay. Now there, first of all, we required a driver. So we should be class dot for name, control space, this one. So what is my class name? com.mysql.cj.jdbc.driver. Guys, this is the driver which we required in this location, in the library location. Right, so I already have this in my system. If you want to download, so that is very easy. How you can download? Just go MySQL 8 SAR download. Why? Because we people are using MySQL 8 right now. So this is the first official link. Open that link. And there you will find platform independent. From this drop down, don't go with Windows or anything. Directly click platform independent. Then you will find the first file. This is for the Linux. And the second file, this is for Windows and Mac system. Okay, so you need to download, unzip that file. If you are going to download, that will give you a zip file. Just click on download. No required. See, no need to create this account. Just click on no thanks, just to start my download. And then this will be a zip file. You need to extract that file. And after that, you will get a folder. So guys, maybe you know that how we are going to put a ZAR file. I'll show you the approach. Go to build path, configure build path, library tab, there. Click on add external ZAR, but that will not work in case of MySQL. Let me go to download option. Okay, and there I'll have this MySQL. Let me extract it. WinRAR extract here. I already have that. Okay, so that is created. See this folder. So let me open this folder. This is my ZAR. I'm not going to, put it in the execution environment path. No, I'll just right click and copy this. That's it. Let me click on cancel. Now I'll need to go to this lib folder and then let me paste it directly, because this is a web structure. So we can just wait for server to get refresh. See, that console will automatically load it, the logs. Just see. Now server is refresh. Okay, server loaded everything because server found a new library. Perfect. Now let me create a connection. CONNEC control space. That will give you java.sql. Select control space. Driver manager control space. Dot get control space. Okay, no. Dot get connection. This one. The third. Okay, so what is the URL? So guys, your URL is Java database connectivity with MySQL. Let me maximize this. Yes. MySQL : /localhost : 3306. This will be my port / my database name. So what is my database name? Project. And now let me go with the username. So what is that username? Root. This is my database username. And what is my password? My database password is again root. a simple password which we have. Okay, now we require a statement, again control space from java.sql. Remember, okay, most of the times you are going to select this statement because that will load it as a first suggestion. Don't go with that. We require java.sql. Control space equals to now connection dot create statement. Works fine. Now let me insert my data. So we should be very, very good with the query. If you're not good with query, so what you can do, you can take help from this MySQL. Like, see, you can insert any demo data. Username is test. Password is 1234. Address is anything, XYZ. Mobile number is 123456, like this. So once you click on apply option, you will get this query. Just copy this query. Copy. Now cancel and revert. Let me paste this query on Notepad. Okay, so this is my query. These are the fields. But what we require, we need to change these values because we are not going to insert a static data. So let me copy and paste this query in my Eclipse. Okay, so a string query equals to paste. All right, so we need to remove the semicolon and we need to put semicolon there so that we'll not get any static error. Okay, the compile time error. So how we are going to insert the data? So see the single quotes, everything we are getting. Let me click double plus. And now I can insert my first field. Where is my first field? This one, uname. Second is pass, address, and then mobile. So this should be the uname, right? In the same way, let me remove that section. Double plus, pass, double plus, address, yes. Double quotes, double plus, MOB, mobile. Right. So see, now we need to execute this query. So how we can do this with the help of a statement? What is the use of a statement to execute your query? Statement dot execute update control space. Now what is my query? My query is query semicolon. If everything works fine, so your data will insert it and that should redirect us to a new page. Response dot send redirect to a new page, whatever is that, like see welcome dot JSP semicolon. Not welcome. This should be a static page. Login dot HTML. Or we'll redirect this to index.html. Okay, I'll show you something. Okay, that page seems fine. Okay, so I already have that page running over there. Let me go back, refresh. Username we required first. Password 123456. Address Delhi. Mobile 123456. Anything. Let me click on register. Okay, so that is moving. In case of any error, any exception, that will float it there. But we did not get any exception. Page is coming back. It means data is inserted. How we can check? Let me see. Click on this Thunder button and that will run this query. See, we got our data. Username, password, and then address. Perfect. Okay, let me check another data. Second, password is 23456. Address is Noida. Mobile is 25. Anything. Register. Okay. Now let me check. Perfect. We got second data. If you notice, so this ID is auto incremental. All right. Now see, we are coming back to this index space. So what I'll do, let me create a table. Okay, let me remove this. In this table, we'll have a table heading. In this heading, we'll have a table row. And there we'll have 4 sections. TH. Table heading first is register. Second is login. Works fine. So let me remove this. And let me close this tr. Let me close this table heading. Now let me start table body. Okay, in this table body, let me go with table row. And in this table row, let me have a table data. So this should comes in first table data. Okay, let me close that. All right. Now, let me copy and paste this again for login, because for login, what we required only these two fields. Okay, so let me change this to login. Login. Okay, now let me close this table row and then table body and then table. And let me redirect this to login.jsp. Now let me check what is the output. See, we'll get this, but still that does not seem good. So where is table? So let me give a border 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 equals to 2. Now seems nice, huh? You can set up this by using internal table as well. So we'll get this register and login section. Right? See, I can put this on center, but center is obsolete in HTML5. Control X, Control V, refresh. So that is there. Looks fine. Now see, user can register, login, anything. So we'll have this login option. So see why everything is in this way, because of the center type. Just see. So let me remove the center. Border equals to 2. Perfect. All right. And one more change. Login. Okay. So guys, now code is pretty simple. Let me create a new page, which is log.jsp. So let me copy, right click, new JSP page, log.jsp. All right, seems fine. So let me copy everything from this side to this side. Okay, I'm just going to reuse the code. Maybe you had studied this in software engineering, the reuse of code. So see, we are not going to use that section because these two fields we don't require for login. For login, we only require this username and the password. And we also don't require this query now. Statement dot, we don't require this as well. Okay. So now what I want. Okay, so for login, we are going to use result set. Result set is again in java.sql. You can use any reference variable. And there I'm going to call all the data, whatever is in database. I'm just going to fetch everything there with a query. So what is my query now? Now this will be my query. Let me copy this query and paste it there in double quotes. But guys, I'm writing project.user, but I had already mentioned this database, right? If you are going with multiple database, so you can use that type of query. If you are going with a single database, so what we'll do, we'll go with this section only. So let me remove this. Works fine. Okay, now everything is inside this RS variable. So let me check that this username matched with database. How you are going to do this? While rs.next control space. Please check, but how it will going to check? So we require a if condition. So if you name dot, and if you are going to compare a string, so we require equals operators. See, equals. This method we require, not operator, equal method we require. So what is the return type of this equal? Boolean, right? And there I'm going to compare this username with this second field of database. This is first field ID. This is second field. So either you can compare this with username or you can compare this with 2. So I'm just going to compare this with 2. How? I'll show you. rs dot get string 2. Now that will going to compare this with username with second option. And in the same way, let me go with password. What is the keyword? That's password dot equals control space once again. And then rs dot get string 3. That is our third position. If both match, then now we require a flag type variable. So integer flag, any variable you can use. I'll just set this to flag to 0. If I'll find, oh, if match found. So let me set this flag to 1 and break. That I can come outside this loop. Okay, there I'm closing the while. After that, what I'll put, if flag double equals to 1. So I'll just put login success. This type of method I can put on a web page, right? Or I'll redirect this to response dot send redirect to a new page, which is welcome dot JSP. Let me set session as well. Else go back to index page. Copy and then paste. So there I'll just go back to index.html. If login failed. Index.html. Perfect. Okay, but we require this page, guys. So let me create this page. Right click new JSP. Welcome.jsp. There, see, initially I can type welcome in H3. Welcome. After that, we are going to set session. First of all, let me check, will it work for us? So what is the value? I'll have first and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So let me refresh this page. Username is first. F is a small or capital? Small. FIRST first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let me click on login. See, login works fine. Because see, we'll come back to this welcome page. In case of like login will not work, so what I'll do, let me call index again. Like see, if I'll put this capital F and any password, let me go back to login. So I'll see that will redirect me to login page every time. All right, looks good. So in this, we need to set up a session for user as well. Right, so what I'll require a string, but we already have that string, new name. So if session is set, so what I'll do, session is already implicit object in this sublet. So session dot set attribute. There it required a string value. So let me provide a string value, which is, what is that? See, I'll go with the same name so that we'll not get confused. This should be the username, and this should be again the username. Semicolon. Perfect. Now, let me call this there. String UN equals to now. See, I'll go with session dot get attribute. So what is your string? Your string is uname semicolon. We got error because we need to convert this to string. Control space works fine. So welcome. Now let me remove this welcome. Let me put it in web page on JSP section out.println. Let me print welcome and then the name plus UN. Let me check. Will it work for us? Okay. First, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Login. Okay, that is moving. Welcome first. So see, whatever be your username that is showing there. Right, that seems fine. Okay. Now, next, what we required? Next, we require to update our data. All right. So if you want to update a data, so what you are going to update? Like, see, if someone want to update their password. Okay, so I required a new section. So let me put a new heading, which is th update Okay, looks fine. And for update, let me copy this, paste it there. Let me go back to update. All right. So see, if you're going to update anything like your password or like if you want to update your password, so what happened? First of all, you're going to log in, and after that, you can update your password. So I want to update my password. So let me create this page, update.jsp, right click new JSP file, update.jsp. Perfect. Let me check. Is it showing on my web page? 1 second. Yeah, that's showing. Oh, but it's showing as a login. So let me change this login to update. Perfect. Okay, so for update, I'm just going to copy this code again because see, update is similar to insert. Copy and paste. So if login works fine, so we'll log in with the username and the password, right? And one second, let me copy this thing. So it will redirect us to update pwd, update password.jsp. Right. So there we'll have that username. Yes. Okay. So we record this new file, right click new JSP, update password. Okay. And now I record this section. Copy and then paste. Yes. Okay. So see, let me show you. I just want to update this password, the password of first. So I'll just change this to 1234. And if I'll click on this apply, this will be my query. Right. So we are not going with this. Let me copy, cancel, revert, and let me paste this query there. Paste. And instead of this ID, let me go with like username. So what is my username? My username is first, FIRST. And let me select this data and click this button. Okay. And now let me run this select query. Okay. That will not work. Once again, Control Z, Control V, where ID. I required user name that is there. Yes. And what is the name? Name is first. Okay. Now let me check. Oh, still it's not working. That required ID as well. Okay, no issue. Let me try this from front end. If that will not work, so we'll try with this section. See, because we are not going with this. Okay. So update.jsp. Okay, we are going to update the password. So let me ask a new password to user first of all. Okay, because if flag equals to 1, login is done. So we require a new password there. So my password, I'll go with this update query. And I'll ask user a password in a text field. Okay. So form tag, new password, input type equals to password, value equals to new P. We require a button, input type equals to submit, and then value equals to, if I'll put this value on this page. So This should be verified. Okay, no issue. Value equals to update. Form action equals to all right. So I record this as a mediator, no issue. Up pass dot JSP. One second, what is the file name? Up PWD. Let me try. All right. So input type equals to submit, value equals to update. Password. String new pass equals to maybe we'll face issue, but we'll change this, new P. Okay, and that username we required from session dot get attribute. This should be the uname, the same name which we had defined, and then dot to string semicolon works fine. Okay, and now we require this update query. The query should be update. Semicolon paste. Set password equals to what is the variable we'll have? Okay, so the variable is new pass. Is it readable? Yes. So instead of this ID, what is this field? Right click, alter table. This is the field, username. Let me create this as primary as well. Finish. Username equals to double quotes, double plus, and then QA. Now let me check. Will it work for us? Okay, refresh. So login as first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Update. 1 second. On update. Okay. Is it changed the password and everything? Because the password is null, no issue. Because the string which we process, that will not have anything. Okay, so we'll just jump to update.jsp. That update.jsp is forwarding this to this section, up password.jsp, and this up password.jsp will not. Oh, okay. See that up password.jsp had not opened this section, right? And that's why see it will not carry anything in that section. So we need to produce a prompt in this case. Let me rectify this, no issue. First, password is null, update. Okay, again, it's set to null. And let me go with second. See, that password will be null again. Why? Because that request is forwarding to this page, no, this page, and then okay, I'm doing this. That's why we are facing issue. This should be the instead of that we can update the password. Okay, so what we'll do in this welcome.jsp, we'll provide a feature to user to update the password. That's it. Okay, so there I'll give a feature to user. Control X, only small change. See, because after login, the user can change the password. Up PWD. Perfect. But how this name will read there? Because that name is in this section. So I should session dot set attribute. name equals to uname and that value is un. Perfect. So let me log in with this first. Login. Okay. What happened to login? Did I make any change in login? No. Log.jsp? No. Okay, it means password is not correct. Password is null. First, login. Okay, no issue. Let me set a password. 1, 2, 3, 4. Apply, apply, finish. First, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it will ask a new password, which is 7896. Right, that seems fine. So now let me click on that button. Sorry, that is there. Okay, up password. 1 second. 1 second. Did I not put .jsp in welcome? Yes. .jsp. All right. So first 1, 2, 3, 4. Login. 7896. Okay, is it updated? Again, it's set to null. I'll understand why it's set to null. Because when login was done, so update password. All right, all right, all right. I'm just asking update password. I required username as well, right? Because how it will going to update the password for the user? This is the issue. Input type equals to text and then value equals to UN. That's fine. Update password, username. Okay. This was the issue. Request dot get parameter. Okay, and then this was the value. UN semicolon. Now it will work. Now it will definitely work. User set password equals to new pass. Any spelling mistake? No, seems. All right. So what is the password for the first user? Let me change this to 1, 2, 3. Apply, apply, and then finish. Now let me go to login. First 1, 2, 3. 1 second. First 1, 2, 3. Enter. Okay, the username is first. 1 second. 1 second. Oh, guys, this should be the name. That should not be the value. That should be the name. Okay, this was the mistake which we did. That's why we were getting error. First 1, 2, 3, 4. Login, and that's why these values were showing on the database. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. 1 second. FIRST 1, 2, 3. Login. Again, it is showing. Okay, it means still something is in username. Okay, 1 second. That should fine. Because this should be name. Refresh. First 1, 2, 3. Okay. First 1, 2, 3. Perfect. My username is first and new password is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Anything. Update password. Let me check. Will update work? Perfect. That works. Okay. Now the next section which we want, that is deletion. So how can we delete our data? So in this index.html, I'll just put this th to delete. Okay. Now what I required, see, to deletion, we only required one field, which is name, right? Because name is also our primary key or ID. So let me go with this delete.jsp. This is very easy. Delete. So I only require the username, right? And this value should be delete. Fine. Okay, so I require this new page, right click new JSP and then delete. Okay, looks fine. Update.jsp. I'll just copy this data. Okay, copy and then let me paste it there. I am only working with the username, so I only require this username, right? And the query which I require now, instead of this insert, now we require the delete query. So guys, if you want to delete anything, just right click on that and delete row. Now if you click on apply, this will be the delete query. Okay, so I'll just copy this and I'll just paste it there. See, I'm getting two sections, ID and username, right? So let me try with one field only. Delete, paste. So I don't want to go with this. I just want to go with this section only, where username equals to in which variable? That is in uname. Double quotes, double plus, uname, right? Let me remove the semicolon. Okay, works fine. So let me insert some data. One second, revert. Okay, so refresh. Let me add new data. Test, 4455. Apply, and then finish. All right, looks fine. Where is my code? This is my code. Let me refresh this. So let me try with the username, which is second, SECO, and a test. So we'll have this test. Let me try. Okay, it will come back to index page. So let me refresh my database and then let me check that data is deleted. Fine. So these are the 4 operations which we performed with JSP. Okay, there we'll have login, right? Registration, login, update, and then delete. So I'll just upload this code on GitHub as well. You can download this code from GitHub. So that's it from this session. In next session, we're going to implement something related to the sublet or collection framework. Okay, guys, thank you.